What needs to be on a hot sauce label, and do you need a nutritional label on hot sauces? Well, I'm going to show you a great website where you can create your own hot sauce label with the nutritional information and do it in about 10 minutes. And you can do it all yourself very inexpensively. We're going to dive into how that works. I'm going to hop on my laptop, show you step by step, and we're going to get into that right now. All right, so welcome back to Marketing Food Online. It's Damien, and I've got a really cool video. I'm actually gonna show you how to create a nutritional label for your hot sauce. Now, in the earlier question in the introduction, do I even need a nutritional label for your hot sauce? Well, the FDA requires that any food product that has a measurable amount of carbohydrates, fats, and proteins to have a nutritional analysis done. So that gives the consumer an understanding of how much carbs, proteins, and fats are in the product. Now, with that being said though, if you've got a great hot sauce, which probably doesn't have any of those three, I highly recommend you still make one. Why? Because a lot of consumers want to know the salt content. Hot sauces have a tendency to be quite salty. There's a lot of customers out there and consumers who are salt conscious, maybe for high blood pressure reasons or nutritional reasons. So doing this anyways, and I'm going to show you step by step. I got my laptop open. It's very simple, guys. It's very inexpensive. And this is actually the website that I've been using now for my own products. I've got probably 45 or 50 recipe nutritional analysis that I've already done for our items. So I highly recommend you check them out. It's actually really cool. I thought I'd just bring you this resource. Down below, there's a link. And I'm gonna walk you through step by step on how to plug in your ingredients and make sure that the proportions are correct and everything. So let's not waste any more time. Let's dive right into it. So here's Recipal. Let's go over to recipes. And you're actually gonna scroll down. You can see I've been using quite a few of them there. Click on the new blank recipe. And you're gonna start with your first ingredient. Now, the recipe I have actually here on my desk, it's a very simple one. Again, I'm only doing this very simple to show you how this works. It's actually got 4 ingredients: jalapenos, vinegar, salt, and garlic. Okay. So now jalapenos. Let's type that in. All right. So then you hit search. Peppers raw. Yes. So you want to type in the name here of the product, and you're going to have a huge drop-down menu. Okay. You're going to hit search, and that's going to go through its database. And that's going to show you the different ones to choose from, because there's actually a lot of varieties, believe it or not. Jalapeno powder, there's jalapeno dried and diced. I mean, there's some that are canned. It goes on and on. So this particular one is obviously going to use raw. We're going to use raw peppers. Let's hit the add to recipe. Now, when you do this, you're going to scroll down just a little bit, okay? So you're going to see this is where your recipe is, okay? So this is where we're going to accumulate the ingredients, and then I'm going to show you how to break down the portions, okay? Very important to understand the difference. So white vinegar. Let's type in white vinegar. And again, it instantly shows you the drop down, which is amazing. Vinegar. We have, yes, vinegar right there. And it's going to be white vinegar right on top. And we're going to add that. And then there it is. Okay. Now let's add our third and then our fourth, and then we can get to it. I'll show you the rest of this. Salt. Yes, just regular old table salt. That'll work. Add that to your recipe. Now again, as I mentioned before, when you are adding your ingredients, make sure you find obviously the closest, if not the exact match of what it is that you're actually putting in your hot sauce recipe, okay? There's a good likelihood that everything that you're putting in here is gonna be found in here anyways. But we're gonna add the last thing, which is garlic. All right. Oh, you gotta spell it right. There we go. All right, garlic. And it's gonna be garlic, and then raw garlic. Yes, add that. All right, fantastic. So this section on the top, we are already done. Okay, so we have our 4 ingredients. Scroll on down. Now this is where the fun starts. So I checked the recipe here. This actually creates 16 ounces. So it's going to create 16 ounces. And I'm actually going to break this up into 2 different portions of 8 ounces each. And let me show you how that works. So number 1, all right, we have our jalapenos. It's 1 pepper. Yes, that's right. But I need 20. Wow, that's going to be really hot. So this calls for 20, and then we're going to go ahead and update that. Next up, vinegar is actually 1.5 cups. So let's go over to 16. Okay, 1.5 cups. That's going to be 16, 1.5. Let's just round that off to 16 ounces. There we go. And then table salt. Yes, it's actually a teaspoon, but I have 2. All right, and then garlic is 3 teaspoons of garlic. Fantastic, that's it. So we plug that in. Now you see the accumulation here, 754 grams. All right, so let's scroll down a little bit. All right, so the net weight of each per package is going to be 8 ounces. 8 ounces, fantastic. How many packages does the recipe? So now this is really, really important. Listen to what I'm about to tell you. When you start to scale your hot sauce business, when you're making more than just a small batch, probably gallons, if not 50 to 100 gallons at a time, you need to plug all that into here, because when you're making that exact recipe and you've scaled it, make sure you're accounting for the size and the scale of the recipe. And what I mean by that is if you're making 50 gallons of it and you're selling 8-ounce bottles, you need to break down how many 8-ounce bottles are you making from 50 gallons of that recipe. Does that make sense? So you want to make sure you do that and be very careful. So how many packages does it make? Well, it makes 2. Serving size per bottle, obviously. I'm just going to put 1 ounce. Obviously, people normally eat much more than that, but 1 ounce. And then how many servings are in each package? So if it's 8 ounces, obviously, and we have 1 ounce per serving, then you're going to go ahead and put 8. And then you're going to put the name right here, the recipe name. So this is Damien's world famous hot sauce. All right, famous hot sauce. And I'm going to go ahead and put 8 OZ. So that'll be, I know it's an 8-ounce size. So that is it. That is literally how simple it is. Now, keep in mind, this is very, very important, because I know that there's some hot sauces out there people do make with butter. Believe it or not, I've heard of this, not necessarily a purist hot sauce, but there are some hot sauce that are kind of like marinades or dipping sauces and things, and they've got cream or they've got butter, they've got something to that effect. Make sure you put that in here, because then you're crossing the line, because then there's a measurable amount of fat. There's a measurable amount of potential carbohydrates and proteins in butter. So if you do that, that's why I recommend you do it. And there it is, that's it. And you see here, this is what I was talking about before, guys, sodium. You see the sodium? Pretty high for a package per serving. And this is gonna give you 8 servings at 1 ounce each. And that's it. That's pretty simple, huh? I highly recommend you definitely check this out. It's very, very cool. It's a neat little software program. It's very simple to use. And then you wanna go to set ingredients. Click on that. And it shows you all the good stuff there. You wanna scroll down and bingo, ingredients, white vinegar, jalapenos, salt, and garlic. And then you want to view the nutritional label. And you got it, guys. That's it. That's literally as simple as it is. If you're making an amazing Damien's hot sauce, that's all you need to do. Okay? So now below here, though, I like to add this. This is the allergens. Something that's a little, just you don't want to get confused about. Don't start ticking these. Okay? Here's the reason why. It's because it's going to say this contains milk and egg. So technically, if you're working in a kitchen that handles these items, you should write an allergen warning here. This is what I do. You can do this if you like. I highly recommend you do it, obviously. Allergen warning, made in a facility that handles, wheat, eggs. Obviously, like if you're in a commercial kitchen, you're in a shared space commercial kitchen, you're gonna have trace amounts of these ingredients all over the place. Whether you see them or not, they are there. So you wanna make sure that you have a good allergen warning label, but you don't want to tick these boxes to say that it's actually included, because it doesn't contain egg. It doesn't contain milk, but it's made in a facility that handles it. There's a difference. So that's about it. You're all set to go. I'm going to go ahead and untick these. Now, what do I do from here, Damien? This sounds great, but then what do I do with this? Well, you go right here. Okay, you want to save the label. And then that's going to download on your computer. What you're going to do then is take up that PDF file, and you're going to go over and use that on your label. When you print your label, you simply upload it, put it on there. And actually, matter of fact, I have a handful of videos. I'll put some links down below this one to show you the actual company that I use, Online Labels, on how I create these. Okay? And that's it. So if you're looking to figure out, do you need a nutritional fact on your hot sauce? Yes, I would say yes, you do. Do you necessarily need one required by the FDA? Not unless there are measurable amounts of carbohydrates, fats, and what we talked about earlier. But I do recommend you do it, because you're going to give your consumer more information, and that's a benefit for you. So if you guys have questions or comments about this, please let me know down below. Give me a big thumbs up. If you have any other questions about other food businesses, contact us and let us know. And I'll see you guys on the next video. Thanks for watching Marketing Food Online. And if you are looking to create your own food truck, start a home-based food business under the cottage food law, franchise a food operation, start a packaged food business, private label your own food product, sell on Amazon, get your own online store, or sell food online, remember to subscribe and check out these videos for more resources. Take care.